Solid performance, all things considered. So, early doors, bit of mid-control coming through. GXX got nice and aggro, in fact. He's got spaced in towards jungle.
Yeah, and they already tagged up A-Core, so he couldn't even stay and really fight that. He kind of has to fall back from that position. That's a bit unfortunate. Gives a lot of space on the A-bomb site for the T side to start to make their way up. Oh, and actually, look at this scenario. He's got so close to the action. Those Glocks are so much more dangerous when they're in that position. Synopsy still back here with the P250, ready for a swing. He's almost got the headshot, but instead it's Sue to take him down. And 4-on-5 to begin the retake with is a great start, but not for long.
It's looking good. Looking very good. 3 players remaining for GamerLegion to try and make this retake stick. Rigger on the right ears. A-Core will fall. Just the one consolation kill was 2 pistols for IM, and he needed 2 kills, but he'll get none. As Bad News Eagles will find the first round here on their map pick and Mirage. Really solid start on T side. A bomb plant, all 5 kills, means plenty of cash for him to work with in towards the next round. And for GamerLegion, they're probably going to force in, but the firepower they're going to bring in is going to be so minimal in comparison.
Oh, definitely. A bit of a roll at the beginning, and you kind of see some of the quality of the BNE team, even in that after-plant fight, right? Yeah. They're not really necessarily fighting for time around the bomb. Once the fight begins, they're just all out swinging with the Glocks, which, in a lot of other contexts, you would advise against. But as we've said many times through, so he's going to be walking up through the underpass. They have a little bit of an idea. He's oh, is that a 3x4 issue? It might be. Sui with a great spray to follow it up, though. That's everything you could have wanted. GXX and Ragon goes down, and he's looking to try and run away and getting hunted down finally, but he actually got away with so much there. Down under a minute now, and it's a 2-1-2.
Of course, this round starting to get a little bit dicey. We look back at the team kill and maybe think that it might have a little bit of a bigger effect as Kios, he's reclaimed the space in behind. He surely gets a free kill here. Bomb spotted, bomb drop, one Flatro will fall, and it all eyes on Senori. So far in this tournament, in the lowest rated player for BNE, he struggled to find form. But my god, he needs to find it now. 30 seconds, and 8 will come through as well. And it's just on the Kios to deny.
Smart smoke on the other side. He actually has one more as well, so he could try and do it again. Here we go. He's re-smoked it. That's going to be not enough time. He has to push through Scenario. There's no other choice. Bomb is right there. Can he escape? No, he goes for the fight instead, and Kills will take him down. That's a huge 1 versus 1 to be winning. And was that a double flank coming through the underpass? They were just not ready for it on the BNE side.
And once again, you know, I know it was funny at the time, but we do have to look at this team kill here. It did have a big effect later down the line. If they had 2 numbers in that 2 versus 1, they would have been fine. They would have been able to play the trades or even get a flank off on towards Kios. But individually, he's really made that one stick. A flank coming through from Shuhei, net to double kill. Kios then reclaiming the space that Shuhei fell back off. Really good work. Really solid Counter-Strike being played by GamerLegion on their first full buy. They needed to make a difference. They needed to find some impact. They've done exactly that. You look over towards Bad News Eagles. This round has to stick. Failure to find it here for either of these 2 sides will break the economy. It's a massive swing round.
Yeah, and so early on, claiming that momentum, we've seen it time and again, it can make a huge difference. Oh, it's very awkward. A-Corp. That weapon's not going to have that much penetration power, but he hasn't reloaded yet. He's really hunting for it, but we'll go down to 1 flat throw. So unfortunately for A-Core, in spite of the aggression there, just a step ahead, and maybe the weapon would have made a difference as well. He's down to 30 health. So good start in this one, and they're just running into the middle. Knife out. They've got no worry at all. I mean, they've got the A-bomb site covered, but still, sometimes having your gun out could be a little bit of an advantage. This should be an instant save for GamerLegion.
You know, like ships in the night, you see 2 players make their way through ramp, but in doing so, they sneak out palace, they sneak out mid, they go on towards the A sides, and you're thinking for a GamerLegion, there are 2 guys who have pushed ramp, got so much information, right? No one's here, and I think that maybe in a kind of a missed relay of communication, thinking, okay, surely they're going towards B, no one's here, no one's making noise, but unfortunately, it was the wrong call, and yeah, for GamerLegion, for Shuhei, for Kios, keep on to what you've got. They're going to have a really rough buy until the next round, so need to make sure at the very least 2 rifles are kept over. For BNE, this is looking like it will be seen off at 4th on the board, and a flawless 4th like that. Shuhei, other ideas we'll see off GXX. It's only a consolation kill. It's a silver lining. What is a bad situation? Bad News Eagles up to 4. A couple of kills on the way out, but they won't make all too much of a difference. They'll have plenty of cash to work with off the back of the round 1. And Bad News Eagles continue their dominant start on towards this map. And I think, honestly, for GamerLegion, it comes down to what was a gamble. Going over towards Ram, sending 2 players there. It looks good on paper.
Yes.
But they just have no information about mid, and it really cost them.
I mean, and those kind of gambles, you have to make them every once in a while. This time, it unfortunately for them, kind of blew up. They did save some guns, and they're going to force with the rest of it. Not a lot of money on their side still, but they want to keep the pressure up. They don't want to let BNE feel comfortable early on here. Some of the shots that you see from the BNE side, again, is just emblematic of the way that they play. It's so accurate. It's so aggressive. Their confidence in taking these fights, even at times when it could be not advisable, they just make up for it in raw mechanical skills. It's real exciting Counter-Strike. Spray comes through, but Kios is there, and actually Sue almost, I think, transferring that spray down for a headshot. Akor's going to be showing up with the M4A1, and Scenery will finally drop him, but it's still a 1 versus 3, and he's flashed in absolutely dead. I am there with the FAMAS. They're going to be able to claim a couple of AKs behind it. It's a huge round for GamerLegion. They would have had to have saved if they would have lost this round for sure, so... yeah, they are coming in here, as far as I can tell, to say, ooh, you guys are playing super wild Counter-Strike. Let's try and reel that back in a little bit. Let's try and add some deep fakes and some huge strats. I don't think that's what's going on here, and that's kind of cool in a way. He's embraced the mentality of the team, from what I can tell, and they are still looking so dangerous. It's very, very interesting. I bet you if you put another coach into this team, then they would try to restructure it a little bit more, because there are a lot of theories about how to play, let's say, correct Counter-Strike.
Yes.
And BNE probably fall outside of that template by some wide margin, but they're still winning the game, so you can't really, what are you meant to do, you know? Proof's in the pudding, I believe, is what they say.
Exactly. Everyone talks about kind of correct Counter-Strike here and there, but FaZe, who are the kings of correct Counter-Strike, fell to the weird and wacky. Tech9 head on a swivel. We'll find yet another GXX. Drop Shuhei in the smoke in towards window, and they're starting to collapse over towards B. It's falling apart. GamerLegion, this looked like it was going to be such a good round for them, but from the get-go, they were just caught blindsided. And it's all down to Kios, and surely he just once again saves.
And I think a lot of us can empathize with what GamerLegion are going through here, right? Because normally when you win some of those rounds, those are the rounds where you say, ooh, we've stolen some AKs, we won a round with just a FAMAS and an MP9, and, you know, now we can build a bit of momentum. But it's very hard to build a momentum against a team that just steps out wide into the open and shoots you in the face all over the place. It's just, people are just dropping left and right. And it takes the wind out of your sails, and the truth is, you can only withstand it for so long. Most teams, most players will start to feel like we're just getting beat up so much, this is ridiculous. And also, these are like really, really fast rounds. We haven't really been going for so long. Something else that happens, and it's a weird feeling when you are, especially when you're playing the sort of exciting tournament-type Counter-Strike, you can actually be in a situation where you suddenly look at the scoreboard and you say, wow, we're 14 rounds in, and I feel like it's only been 5 minutes, and we're just getting blown up. Where's the time gone? Like, I don't even notice, you know? That's really scary, because it makes you think, wow, we didn't even have a time to slow down and discuss what's actually going on. I mean, you might actually need to burn some more timeouts at the start of these games against BNE just to stop that from happening.
I think it's one of those things as well. I think it's why, you know, we saw towards Pro League and Kato as well, why people...
It is just a style. I don't think anyone should be allowed to say, you know, you should be allowed to prove what works better.
Exactly.
But if your well-structured, heavy, strategic, you know, well-prepped Counter-Strike can't defeat BNE, then what is it really worth at the end of the day, you know?
I remember the old online era as well. Art, Furia, those guys so aggressive, in-your-face Counter-Strike. Of course, there's questions about them now, but back then, they were really causing a ruckus. Same with Rigot. All fine him.
Momentum. Then it can backfire really hard, right? And so what you're basically saying is, believe you can carry the momentum through in all these games? Like, could you play this wild style and never feel like you're having a bad game? Probably say yes.
Yeah, I think this is why we were getting really worried early into day one. We did that 1-win game, and it was pretty damning. We just didn't see B&E, you know, bring what we know they could bring, and that's when we got worried. We're like, okay, well, is this now B&E, you know, already in a dire state, because we know how essentially results can linger in towards previous game or further games and further days. Thankfully, wasn't the case. Of course, now they are 4 rounds up and looking to find a 5-round buffer, because Synopsys opened things up once again through the smoke.
Yeah, I think that was an attempted one-way from Chaos, maybe, or maybe he tried to use one of their smokes as a one-way, and they just pre-fire it. It looked like that was just a pre-fire. They get Isak on the other side, and they've already won the round. I don't think there's much to be done here. Synopsys is going to be walking in from the back, but he'll realize there's already a flank coming, and maybe Sui could find a kill right now, but he's got his back turned instead. The timing is not with him. Oh, it's devastating. 2 versus 3, as I am an Akor are just going to have to try and save it. Akor finally picking up the AWP, but never really even got a chance to do anything in this round. Again, This is just so quick. Oh, yeah, knife him, why don't you? Oh, that's only going to get them fired up, though. You know that they're going to want revenge for that, but I appreciate it from IM. That's great.
What's that, an extra 1.5k in the pocket or something along those lines?
Yeah, make the money.
Make the money, make the cash as well. I mean, of course, they kind of desperately need it, considering that it would traditionally be an eco in towards the next one, but they actually could go for a little bit of a force buy. Acor could technically drop one over, but then he would have very limited utility. It can be a drop from Imra as well, so they can force back into this. We might even just see a kind of a FAMAS buy. We are going to see a big full buy coming back in. That money from Imra dropping over a rifle.
GamerLegion is so beat up. And if you look at the grenades that they have, the money in the bank, the weapons in the server, that MP9 up close, it's pretty good to get the first stop in. And Sui's behind, ready for more to come through. Finally gets a chance to reload now. He's already got the double kill, but they're right on top. You and Flatro are going to be taking him down. And it's another 2-1-2. They're both in the connector, kind of stuck behind that smoke, which is super dangerous. Oh no! GXX! That should absolutely be illegal. I'm going to need a replay right now. Acor in a 1 versus 2. And if anyone could, we saw the stats at the start of it, it might be him. They've naded him already, and he's looking for an opening. He knows one of them is behind the grenade. He's hoping to see if someone's behind the box or if they're in CT spawn, and I don't think he really knows yet. But eventually he's going to have to pick it up and just try and go for it. There's the first spot. And now they can just duck down. They know exactly where he is. He needed to hit that shot right away. Yon Flatro takes him down, and it's another round for BNE with some actual crimes. Yeah, there's no signs that they're going to be slowing down. And it's a classic BNE shock therapy thing going on here. Just... If GamerLegion felt like it was a bit early in the morning to be playing Counter-Strike and they weren't really being woken up, then, you know, they're being... This is a dash of cold water right in their face.
For damn sure. The buy for GamerLegion is pretty minimal. They just make sure they have money in towards the next. A scout, the FAMAS already, that scout in trouble. Well, we drop the hands of Synopsy. They've got the A site, and I think already they've got the round, realistically. They've got the util to work with. There's no way a retake's going to happen. I think the GamerLegion, maybe some of the pistols hunting. GXX will find one. He's just making sure things don't make too expensive. Needs to be careful on the fall away, though. And all falling into the wrong hands could be worrying.
Just a little bit. I don't know what happened there, but fair enough. He didn't get caught. It's all good. 9-2 about to be the scoreline. And so far, only really BNE have shown up to play. It would be so interesting, obviously, for a lot of good reasons. We can't really be in the room when these kind of things are being discussed, but I'd love to hear what a team says before they go into play BNE. You know, love to see what phase. I feel like the kind of prep you have a lot of the time has to be about how not to get just run over in the first 5 or 6 rounds. And, you know, when it happens anyway, it's just devastating, you know. But really fun to watch, though. You can't really mess with it.
It's one of those things that I think as well, I'd love to hear what they talk about in the tac pauses too, especially, you know, when they call that second tac pause for GamerLegion. What are they saying? You know that BNE are just running away with this game, and already Mirage as a map looks kind of like the nails in the coffin are starting to be banged in already, so you get really worried. You look towards the scoreboard as well. One Flatcher, 109 ADR, and he currently is 12-6. No one really too close to him at all in terms of the fragging department or the ADR, but GXX and the AWP trying to make something of this. Will find Acor, an important kill as the FAMAS looking to reclaim, but Imma will drop Synopsy.
Yes, not bad. Huge amount of dink onto GXX. He's almost dead. So, it's a decent start. Still, oh, Rigon's going to be taken down. Exact. That changes absolutely everything in the middle as well. Sui goes down. And it's a 2 versus 3. They are starting to lean the bomb over on the other side. Oh, yes, that's really good. Finding Rigon. I think GX actually dropped the bomb behind him for Scenario to pick it up because he doesn't really want to be the one planting it. He just wants to take this map control. Hugely smart play. Now he can hold his deep line with the AWP, and his teammate who's got all the health in the world can go and plant the bomb. And look at what it's given them. GXX, he made that choice way deep in the B hallways, and now they're going to be running right into IM. That's a little bit scary, though. Peek with the AWP and GXX. Low on health. It does not matter. He's going to get the final kill anyway. It's another round for BNE. Balls of steel from GXX. And right now they are running away with things, of course. Just to update you over on the other stream, there was a very spicy fair there. OG were 5-0 up on the Falcons map pick from Ryan saying, and now Falcons have turned it back 6-5. 6 in a row for the French team, of course, are the only French hopefuls to make it to the final French major. All right, yeah, that's a story. Imagine if they don't, but then again, for OG, it's also a really sick story of them making it back from being very nearly knocked out. So 10-2 right here in this one, as Bad News Eagle are just unstoppable at the moment. Do have the AWP back on A-Core. Love to see him get that warmed up, just because it's so much fun. Pretty pedestrian shot coming up from him there, but it doesn't matter. We'll get the kill anyway. And it's a 3-on-4, so one of the best chances that GamerLegion have had yet to actually pick up another round. Third one here on the CT side.
Yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty slow from A-Core. I think we haven't really seen him have the impact that he would be hoping for. Currently only 5-11. If we can slowly but surely start to see him hitting a couple of those shots, maybe GamerLegion can send this back round. They have the numbers in their favor.
You got to think as well, so many of these rounds have been decided where no rotations even happen for GamerLegion because people just die so quickly that you don't really have long protected fights with Bad News Eagles. They peek and you either get the headshot, or if you wait another 100th of a second, you're going to be dead instantly. And then not just you, but everyone else on the bomb site too. So there's no rotation that's needed. Neil's going to get the one there. And a good return. There we go. Bit of a nice trade. The bomb is on the ground. It's just GXX in a 1 versus 3. He's got 25 seconds, so if he really wants to go for this, and he does, he jumps straight into it. Isaac catches him mid-air, and it is finally going to be another round for GamerLegion. That's important. If they want to recover this first half, they probably need the rest to make this sort of a 10-5 affair. It's not great scoreline if they get it, but at least, you know, at least they still have something to fight for.
Yeah, I mean, 10-5 is doable, but it's still definitely improbable. It's very unlikely because B&E has just been looking on fire. And this map is statistically one of the more CT-sided maps in the pool. I think if overall, definitely a couple of months ago, it was the 3rd most CT-sided map that we had running. So
makes sense.
You do get a little bit worried. 10-3, it's still a damning scoreline. Shuhei flying in towards mid. Will find the first. Rig on to drop, and he looks to double it down. Flashbangs are immaculate, as you can see. One flasho prepped and ready, and so was Senori. As Kios and Shuhei fall, and in doing so, the numbers go in favor of BNE, and they continue to do so.
Yeah, Synopsy just super aware. There was a chance that CT player would have just run out to the right instead, but he was counting on that exact moment. IM gets a weird fight against GXX. I feel like he probably wins that every single time, but he's still so low on health that it's kind of tricky for him to do anything in this position. Him and A-Core, and with the weapons that they have, do you really want to risk it? Not that much money in the bank of the rest of the team. Bomb is down already, and it doesn't seem like they really want to go for it here. Otherwise, I really love the push to top mid from GamerLegion in this round. Especially love the underhand jump grenade that Shui threw out. That looked really sick. I'd actually love to see that again. And I can imagine in a different world, the T side has already put down a smoke, and then that flashbang that he throws is just going to come through the smoke.
Yes.
So I think that's a really nice little trick to be able to pull off.
Oh, A-Core is all. Could be in trouble. Immet running into it. Jumping, running, finds one Flatcher, of course, but it will not make all too much of a difference. Back into the winning ways over towards that of B&E. The most important thing for me, really, of course, you know, GamerLegion haven't been playing well in towards this half. We know that, but they just cannot seem to fathom consecutive rounds on the board. They're finding these flash-in-the-pan moments where we mainly look over towards B&E and we mainly talk about them sort of throwing away around where they maybe just, you know, as you said, live and die by the sword, right? They're so aggressive and they just never really cool their jets a little bit. But why should you? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 11-3, looking to make it a 12-3 half. BNE have just been near on immaculate so far on their T side.
It's so incredible. I really enjoy watching this. I have a deep appreciation also for the much more sort of deep structures of the tactical chess element of Counter-Strike. But it's really fun to see this style flourish in this way because it is so hard to upkeep. They make it look easy, but it definitely isn't. If you get stopped a couple of times, a couple of rounds, the other side puts a little bit together. Hard to keep up that confidence, but they are kind of masters at it. So he's going to be taking on Rigon in the middle, and A-Core, he should be getting this fight. He actually does get legged, and a swing coming in from IM. He's ready for this fight. He wants to take it. He's going to get the kill on Synopsy, and they took down Saneri at the same time. And now it's a 2-on-5, so they should at least be getting this 4th round.
You'd hope so. One Flatcher GXX, one Flatcher so far being the best performer. Over towards B&E and showing exactly why. That's his 16th kill so far of the half. In towards the 15th and final round. GXX. Looking over towards Con as well. No one really showing face over towards GamerLegion. It's the right way to play this. Do not overextend. You don't need to. Make sure you don't give him a peek. to work with. Information gained. GXX is tunnel vision in towards back default, and he may not even expect Shuey up close to first. He lines up 2, but he frosts his lines. Kios will claim the space. It's all down to one Flatro in a 1 versus 2, and he's looking for a quad clutch.
Yeah, going to go straight for the bomb plant, getting shot in the back instead, as IM just makes the wide swing. So, 11-4 in favor of BNE at the end of the half. It's really quite impressive. We'll see you in the second half after this.
If they're going to go aggressive, we're going to take it right back towards them. However, it left them exposed when they were on towards that side. When they started to get picked off, they just could not claw it back from the numbers disadvantage. And heading in towards the 17th round, the second round of this half.
They're just admiring each other's knives in the corner.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those classics. I kind of like it. It's attack pause without calling attack pause, basically. It's a good time for them to have a
skin pause, really.
Skin pause, yeah. Onapixel's loving life right now, looking at all the skins on the screen. There's a couple of nice eyes. I think I saw GXX with, I think he's got a black pearl. One of the gamma Dopplers, blue and black.
It's what all the kids want now.
I know. Gamma Dopplers into a CS2 look very nice. I gotta say, they're very like shiny.
Oh yeah, that's like the whole new meta, isn't it? You have to compare to what they look like in the new version. It's not wrong. I think you have to find a way to slow the game down enough so that BNE can't do what they love to do when they're on those T sides. But saying that is one thing, actually doing it just seems to be nearly impossible. I mean, I would have picked FAZE as a team that, I did pick FAZE as a team that was probably going to be really good at that.
Yeah.
At sort of seeing, okay, like, how can we slow down this aggression? Let's make sure that we use...
It was a very even half, 8-7 in favor of OG. Days out of a 1v1 against MBK to close that one out. We could hear the celebrations from both teams here. The support staff of OG and Falcons have been very loud. Which is awesome to see. We love seeing support these RMRs, especially with 2 big organizations. 13-4, BNE getting pretty damn close to closing out their map pick in, well, somewhat record time. Synopsis, backside, will find the first one towards Acor. Treaded out by Immer, at the very least. Numbers brought level, but only momentarily. And bring on Teneri and GXX all combined to make this a messy affair. With 3 remaining alive, GXX will see it off, and in doing so, BNE get ever closer.
Yeah, he ran under bullets at the end of that spray, Sui, unfortunately, but otherwise it looked like it could have been a little bit interesting. But they're not worried at all right here. 14-4. Yeah, Scenario just sneaking that kill in. And for GamerLegion, yeah, kind of an opposite experience that they're having over there.
Like an eagle, a lovely noise there from one Flatro. Like the war cry of an eagle, as they are just looking so hot on the server right now. Oh, GamerLegion are going to fly out towards that A site.
Yeah, they got that one Galil up in the palace, so that's the big gun that's going to try and shut someone down if they try and make their way through. Sui's right down in front. Smokes are everywhere. Molotov down on top. Is that going to burn anyone? It will burn. But still, the bomb gets planted and a good headshot from Sui to start the round, with Scenario actually getting blown up, and that loses them all of the CT spawn control. So this is a very, very awkward retake. They're going to have to run through, I think, even their own smokes to try and get here, but that is working. Wide swing. I am finally going to be taking over gone, and now it's a 2-on-3. They're straight on the bomb, but no kid. 10 seconds. There's absolutely no way. But on front too. Oh, he gets the kills anyway. They just line up for him, and he absolutely mows them down.
They're having fun on the server right now. I mean, this is just such one-sided Counter-Strike. We're just not seeing anything. They are flying so high, the Eagles. And you got to respect it. They are playing such solid Counter-Strike. It's so aggressive. It's so risky. And there's nothing GamerLegion can do.
I mean, this is also pure panic mode for GamerLegion, right? Yeah. Once they get the kill on Synopsis, there actually is nobody defusing the bomb, so they don't really have to do any.
I love it. They're loving life. They're having so much fun. It's so good to see. I love seeing the BNE side happy. It's just so contagious.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, man. GamerLegion dreaming of an 11-round comeback into overtime. Strongly doubt that it's going to happen, but Acor did give them a start to the round. At the very least, he got legged himself. 3 versus 4. And they're on the bomb site. They just don't have the bomb. It's an awkward position to be in on the T side. You've got 2 people on the A bomb side, 2 people are on this side. You've got you on Flatro in the middle of it. Oh, he actually missed the shot. Acor is somehow still alive, and there we go. Long enough for Isaac to show up. If he hits that shot instantly, that could be a very tough round to recover on the T side. But now they're going to get the bomb plant, and I think Scenario and GXX are probably just going to stay on the other side.
Yeah, just keep on all they've got. They don't actually have a lot of cash to work with, despite them right now being on a 4-round winning streak. They just don't actually have a lot of funds, you know, heading in towards the next round. Each and every round has been kind of expensive. In the leg of Isaac was just spotted there. He needs to be careful with that open play. Of course, we want to be carrying that over towards Acor, who unfortunately Acor really just hasn't shown up in towards his map. He's really struggled. He's 6 and 17. He's not at the impact that he's hoping for. Only kind of, 50 ADR. So not being a kind of a dream performance for him.
Yeah,
hoping heading in towards the second map, they can kind of turn things around on Ancient.
I think he had a fair few rounds where he had the AWP, but a lot of those rounds, he just either gets blown up completely or he's just trying to save it somewhere else because the round is already over. It's an insane position to be in, really, on the CT side. All right. No further casualties in the round here. GamerLegion will pick up another one. So much to go. That's a good shot.
For GamerLegion, it kind of feels like it's a done affair already. If they're able to pull this off, this would be absolutely miraculous. I'll take a look at the stats momentarily, but this would be something insane. If they're able to somehow turn this back on its head, I'll give them respect. But 15-5, they've got 10 rounds to work with, and that's just playing for overtime. The buy over towards that on the CT side isn't that great, but GXX makes it work.
Yeah, able to pick that one up, and some aggression in the middle. We're going to Flatro out for the fight. I am, though. He's really stepped it up. He's up to 17 kills. He's been kind of the main driving force for GamerLegion. Some of these rounds that they've managed to pick up. Synopsy's back here, ready and waiting with the Mag 7. If anyone wants to show up. Oh, compellents are coming out. And Isak gets blown up, but the return is just fine. They should be able to get this bomb plant without any interruption. And a good kill from Kios as well. Going to be taken on Snary. So just Rigon left. 1 versus 3. He's out here fighting for it. No, maybe fighting for the AWP. He's going to pick it up and make a run for it. And GamerLegion are going to see it a 6th round. So that's, it's a start.
And it should actually be extended a little bit more as well, just considering that the money is going to be pretty bad over towards Abandoned Eagles. They're going to have an AWP to work with, but aside from that, that's about it. I like that from Rigon, just kind of funneling the AWP off the mark, making sure that there won't be one in play. Probably not. I don't think Imma will be able to drop one over. It might be close, but I don't think he will be able to drop one over towards that Acor. So, for GamerLegion, oh, he does have money actually, so he can actually drop one over. So, all for nothing in a weird way, but an open play for Bad News Eagles is basically going to be their saving grace in what is going to be a pretty poor buy in towards the next round. We're not going to see all too much. I like that Mag 7 did a little bit of work. I like that we got to see a kill come out from it. Very minimal impact, all things considered. However, there's still such a big buffer, so much breathing room over towards B&E. I don't think they're all too worried. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pause, just kind of, mentally take a breather. But all things considered, it's comfortable Counter-Strike right now. For GamerLegion, they are starting to show a little bit of fight.
Yeah, and as we normally tend to say in these scenarios, it does make a difference after all for GamerLegion, even if the goal of overtime is just way too far away right now. Just getting yourself played into this map and feeling like, okay, well, we're going to get into the second map at least feeling like we do something. We're not just getting completely destroyed. We have a way to stand up to these guys. Nicely done. He's like, that was actually really, really nice tracking when GXX is jumping back like that. It's not easy to do. They're going to win the round, and they even take away the AWP that was on that CT side. It's all pretty good right now. And yeah, I just think getting warmed up, even obviously on some level, you should be warmed up